$22 million vanished. Keep American East Coast is being choked to death. Not by a superstorm, but by a green plague, exactly 3 inches long. In these dead waters, desperate fishermen are bleeding their lives dry for an unwinnable war. This is not fishing. This is the absolute collapse of an ecosystem.
The $22 million green plague. How invasive crabs destroyed the East Coast.
They did not swim across the ocean. They were the most ruthless stowaways of the 19th century. Concealed within the dark ballast water of European merchant ships, green crabs silently breached North America. A flawless invasion. Their empire expanded violently, devouring the West Coast, reaching Australia, and now, knocking on the frozen reefs of Alaska. Surviving from freezing to 86 degrees Fahrenheit, this biological weapon shatters every natural defense. Each individual is a ravenous crushing machine, effortlessly snapping the shells of 40 clams a day. But the absolute terror lies in their survival instinct, the Hydra effect. When humans cast nets to eradicate 97,000 adult crabs to save the ecosystem, the ocean instantly retaliates. 300,000 juveniles emerge from the mud. By wiping out the adults, we inadvertently eliminate their most brutal cannibalistic predator. Nature just laughed in the face of human logic. Yet, science is flipping the board. That armored shell is actually a gold mine of pure chitosan. The destroyer suddenly holds the key to biodegradable plastics and next-generation bio-battery cores. An enemy that must be destroyed, or a new gold mine of the biological era. This is a billion-dollar economic nightmare. Beneath the mud, razor-sharp claws relentlessly plow through seagrass beds, shredding the ocean natural nurseries and wiping out core seafood supply chains. The heritage clam industry, passed down through 4 generations on the East Coast, has completely collapsed, evaporating tens of millions of dollars annually. To save themselves, humans sparked the invasivism movement, a desperate attempt, devouring the enemy to salvage the ecosystem. Though brutal in nature, they are no-T invincible. Green crabs are hunted by seagulls from above, torn apart by octopuses beneath the reefs. In Europe, this population is choked by parasitic root barnacles. This pathogen injects into their bodies, biologically castrating them, permanently stripping their ability to reproduce. But on the North American East Coast, that physiological barrier does not exist. The population exploded like an unstoppable metastatic tumor. Facing the extinction of native species, humans are pushed to the brink. We are forced to dirty our hands, manually suffocating the food chain to become the ultimate apex predator. The climate reveals a ruthless paradox. Currents warming just a few degrees Fahrenheit save these green demons through winter. Yet, sub-zero blizzards still slash human flesh on rusting steel decks. Fishermen haul expensive lobster traps, only to freeze in dead silence. The traps are completely choked with alien crabs, the bait entirely devoured. They do not sail for passion. They plunge into deadly waters, just to keep their homes on the shore. To confront the green demons, these wooden vessels, battered by sea salt, must transform into phoresis. Traditional gear is now completely useless. Fishermen are forced to evolve their own weapons of survival. The traps are sealed with micro-mesh steel, featuring openings under 0.5 inches. Rancid fish bait is locked inside solid hard plastic boxes, withstanding the violent crushing force of tens of thousands of razor-sharp claws. And humanity's final armor against the wild, woven Kevlar gloves. Without them, bare hands would be SH-redded to the bone in the freezing cold of New England waters. Radar screens lock onto the boundaries of seagrass beds 20 feet below. That is the slaughter corridor of the invader. Captains do not drop traps blindly. They are gambling their lives to outsmart the ruthless currents of the Atlantic. Continuous chains of traps, pinned down by 3-pound solid lead bars, tear through the wind and plunge straight into the Black Sea. They must anchor deep into the mud, standing firm against the violent pull of 5-knot underwater currents. 24 hours of suffocating waiting begins. Blizzards lash their fury upon the steel deck. Men hold their breath, gambling the last gallons of diesel in the tank. Chests tighten as the hydraulic winch shrieks violently, pulling the steel cable taut like a guitar string. The first trap breaks the surface. Absolutely empty, Ty. The bait is picked clean to the bone. Green crabs under 2 inches long have gorged themselves, cleverly squeezing through the flexible steel mesh, escaping into the pitch black abyss. A miserable failure. Expensive fuel just burned to ashes, dragging absolute despair onto the shoulders of desperate laborers. The ocean never shows mercy. It just mocked human weakness. The second haul. The atmosphere on deck is suffocating. The hydraulic winch shrieks its final rhythm, pulling the trap to break the pitch-black surface of the Atlantic. This time, there is no emptiness. A dense mass of emerald, swarming with thousands of razor-sharp claws encased in steel mesh. The bottom latch bursts open. The green flood crashes onto the sorting table. Thousands of invasive crabs frantically tear at each other. The ship horn roars, tearing through the fog. A massive victory. Despair has just been defeated by reason. But the ocean allows no delay. The 12-hour life or death race is officially triggered. The ultimate prize, green diamonds, crabs with shells as soft as paper. 1 second late, the new shell hardens, and its commercial value immediately plummets 50 times. Kevlar-wrapped hands sort with blistering speed. Soft shell crabs are buried straight into sub-zero flake ice. A humane thermal shock, permanently locking the muscle-degrading enzymes. Speed right now is not just money. It is the finish line of survival. Yet economic reality is always ruthless. 90% of the catch is hard-shell crabs, forced to be sold as scrap for just 50 cents a pound. Entire revenues evaporate completely into diesel fuel and bank mortgages. Labor intensity triples, but income is slashed in half. A massive victory at sea is ultimately just blood money, used to buy one more month of survival on the shore. From the violent SH ricks of the hydraulic winch to the elegant clinking of silver cutlery, a ruthless crosscut of civilization. Refrigerated trucks holding -4 degrees Fahrenheit roar through the fog, racing against decay. The factory conveyor belt triggers a mechanical execution loop. Aprons broken, heads severed, power washed under thousands of pounds of pressure. The green demons are boiled, completely deactivating their enzymes, then shoved directly into blast freezers at -40 degrees Fahrenheit. Humanity's industrial machine has stripped nature of its weapons, freezing life into lifeless commodities. At lavish banquet tables in Tokyo, diners savor crispy soft shell crabs, proudly calling it responsible dining, a flawless excuse. But behind that moral label lies a bloody truth. In exchange for freshness, desperate fishermen must expose themselves to blizzards below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. They endure extreme labor, their hands shredded as Kevlar gloves are torn apart. This trendy culinary movement is actually paid in full by the exhaustion and lives of those at the very bottom of the economic food chain. Through the commercial lens, this is the perfect trap. When million-dollar factory chains operate, green crabs suddenly transform into a core resource. The betrayal of cash flow is revealed. To maintain profit margins, humans silently no longer want them extinct. The economy has officially taken root, living parasitically on the ecological pathogen itself. Taming nature to save the ocean, or locking ourselves into a new cage? Leaving the mudflats for the Bering abyss. 5-story waves, steel machines hunting white gold. Commercial pollock, next episode.